Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairymuppet. Welcome back to another Factorio Space Age video. So, this is again just another quick little update video. I'm getting to blue science. I'm definitely getting to it, but yeah, I just thought I'd show off some other things that I've done. So, the lab used to be all the way over there, and it used to have a little science setup. So I've set up my proper endgame science setup. So when I say, yeah, I've moved the labs, I've moved the cargo landing pad over here. And yeah, so it's just southwest of the smelting setup. And then I've got the train station over here. So this train station is where all of the different science packs are going to be unloaded. 1-4 trains probably. And then I've got this big old lab setup. So it's pretty big. It should be good enough. Now, here's the interesting thing. There's only half a belt for each science pack. And you may be thinking, okay, how is this going to work? Because 83, you need 83 per second to do 5k SPM. And clearly we do not have 83 per second on half of a blue belt. We've only got 22.5. But if you multiply 22 by 5 by 4, you get 90, which is more than 83. So I have finally found a use for the stack inserters. Basically, they're going to make the science build a lot easier. So yes, so that's what we're going to do. Right now, I'm not using the stacks because I've actually just belted these guys from my old 120 SPM setup all the way over there. I was using robots, but this is a long distance for robots to go. You can see a lot of robots going forward at the moment, going through. That is because, yeah. Why is that again? Okay, so we've got... Okay, we can turn this off. Basically, I was dumping the contents of a ship down here. I finally got the AC Gleber supply ship fully running, and it's out there doing its job. So the old ST Gleber supply ship is now scrap. And so I've got 3 scrap ships just sitting up here doing bugger all. And I started creating some AC science ships. They're currently just sitting in the little configuration, slowly building up landfills. So I'll leave those. I could convert these scrap ships over, but I'm not in a hurry to really get the science ships moved over. I'm really not in a hurry. So I'm just going to leave these science ships to build up. And then I'll find a use for these scrap. We also have these 2 angel ships, which I'm actually very excited for. They're not doing anything at the moment. They're just building up the foundation. But yes, I'm extremely excited for these ones. This is like a genius move on my part. So, okay, all right, let's talk about the angel ships for a second. We're going to be building up a bunch of fuel on Aquila, right? A bunch of fuel. So, and this fusion power cells, and we're going to be using it everywhere. And it's got a rocket capacity of 50, which means we're going to be launching a lot of rockets off Aquila. Far more than we would need to just for the science. Speaking of the science, how is this going? Okay. All right. We just filled up with 4K of the cryogenic science pack, and it's now heading back to Nauvis. Oh, I got the calcite rocket as well. That one got finished. It's currently ferrying 4K back and forward. I might make that more than... But the thing is, 4K is right 8 rockets at the moment. And yeah, on Volcanus, it does go through these fairly quickly. I definitely need to get some more rocket part productivity research going. But having said that, it's... yeah, 500 per rocket. And it is using it up quite fast. And we can see we've got a little calcite set up here. It's requesting 1,000, then it puts it onto this little belt, which goes over to this little 1-1 train and dumps it in these chests. And because they're only stacked at 50, I'm not bothering to constrain the chests. Now, if you're wondering what this little logistics setup is, I've actually used this in previous playthroughs, but this one is very, very cool. So what you do is you hook up all of these chests with a red You take this and you divide it by 6 and you output into a signal like A. Then each of these inserters is hooked up just to its own chest via a green signal and to the output of this via the red signal. And it will only work if the contents of the chest is less than A, less than the average, which means that these chests will fill up at exactly the same rate. So this one will get filled up because 1.1 is less than 1.3. This one won't get filled up because 1.5 is greater than 1.3. So it ensures that all of these chests get filled up at the same rate. Which honestly, I don't really worry about it too much for the vast majority of cases, because if you got like a buttload of ironers just coming in full speed, then yeah, you don't really have to worry about it too much. But with this, we don't have much calcite. We're getting it from a rocket. So I'd like to sort of keep it filled up a little bit. And I'd prefer not to have trains just going around sitting everywhere. So we'll use this sort of setup where we shut it down when we don't need enough. But yeah, this is the calcite, isn't it? I just realized we do not need all of these. We do not... Oh, we still need that one. Alt-D, get that back. And we will send Mr. Spidertron over there to sort that out, because Spidertrons can delete and recreate stuff, which is awesome. And then we're going to have to do that for the other one as well. So, delete... and then recreate. Actually, what we need to do is we need to hook this up to a little logistics setup as well. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to say we only need... how much calcite? We'll set this up to we'll set it up to 4,000. So we need 4,000 in this chest. 4,000 is actually less than a total train amount. So this one is not going to be going off that much. It's still going to fill up with 4,000. With 8,000, we're not going to stop the train from unloading. So it'll get 8,000, but then it'll not call another train until it's less than 4,000, which is going to be awesome. Okay, so set that over there. Set the train limit. Okay, that's currently a 0. That's not right. 4,000. 0. Each output 0. Okay, I'm a little bit confused here. Yeah, I guess that's the problem with using each, is that if there's absolutely nothing in the chest, then you end up with okay, so what if we put calcite directly over here? Sorry, because we're gonna put calcite directly. Okay, that worked. Right, now this can be each, I think. Where's my each symbol gone? Oh, you can only put each when you put this in. Oh, okay. So we're going to have to do a bit of manual stuff. So let's set that to M for missing. And then we do this. So we're not quite going to be able to make it generic. I'm just wondering... Is there any nice way to do this? I don't really think so. Okay. So we're gonna have to copy this over. We don't actually want to copy the eye, we just want to copy the other bits. Okay, it's complaining about a transfer belt. I do not care. And then... Okay, that's saying it's missing a whole bunch, which is not great. Okay, that's better. And then you... Okay, so it just sent a train over there because it thought it was missing stuff, but it is not. Okay. And it just sent a train over there. Oh yeah, you guys go to waiting. You go to waiting, please. I'm not actually sure what sending a full train over to waiting does. I'm assuming it's just going to go... It's probably going to go to a load station and then realize, hang on, I'm already fully loaded. Okay. What's going on here? L is -1. Oh, it must have sent 2 trains over. Okay. I'm just going to send you to load. Okay. You are back down to 0. Okay, that's good. That is very good. Okay. Let's do the other station real quick. We can just copy and paste en masse. Well, not exactly. We don't want the belts, but let's grab this bit up the top. Whack that down. Okay. Little bit of extra crap that we don't really want. This we don't actually want. And then we're gonna copy and paste this section. And we'll send the Spidertrons over and they will deal with that. So, yeah. That should take care of the calcite and all the other stuff. So yeah, this has currently got 0. Okay, what's going on here? Oh yeah, of course. I guess that's an issue. We need to be rounding the number up. Division. Yeah, apparently division. We could say divide by 4,000, but no. Yeah, we could. I'm just gonna keep it simple. One train load. One train load. Okay. Now we've got a thing of 1. Okay. All right. That's quite a lot of calcite, but over time, it will all back up and we'll only use as much as we need. So that's the problem with trains. You front load a buttload of stuff. But the thing is, over a long time, we will use up as much as we need and this space platform will just move as much as it needs to because we'll have everything cached up. Which is another reason why we only have 1,000 requested in here. So we don't just have another 3,000 sitting in there where we don't need to. Yeah. Okay, so we've got this as well. I was actually belting these directly out. But then I'm not sure how many... Because you remember, we actually trying to rotate this. I keep thinking I'm in Shapes 2 territory. But yeah. Basically, we've got these belts stacked up on 4. If you actually go down, you can see they're stacked up on 4. It's very hard because you need 12 stack inserters to fully fill up. I think you need 12. I'm not 100% sure. I think you need 3 per belt because there's still, like this guy, 864, 864. This may actually not be able to do enough for what we need. Maybe you should test that. Because usually 3 inserters fill up a full belt, but these are 3 stack inserters. So they're carrying 16, which technically means they're carrying 4. So we might need to actually improve this a little bit. Because I'm not sure, yeah, it may not be able to do it. I don't know if I need to go all the way up the top, but that's where most of my logistics storage is, so that's where I'm going to go. Yeah. Yeah, because it'll be close to all the logistics, so the bots won't have to stress too hard to get all of these filled in. And we definitely want to do it with chests because we need to do it with chests because otherwise, you can't do it with belts because the stack inserters, they just don't, there just won't be enough on the belts for them to do it properly. Okay, what are we doing here? Let's get some iron. So we want 1,000 iron. And then we're going to get rid of this. Okay, that's already not looking good. Having said that, that's pretty close. It's not 100%, but it's pretty close. I thought it was going to be way less sparse than that, but apparently they're doing a really good job. Okay. So if we do 4... Okay, 4 is 100%. Yeah. I would have thought it'd be way less, because it's technically hand stack 5 plus 11. So it's doing 4. It's doing 4 on here, whereas this previous inserter is doing 12. And we needed 3 of these to do a full belt. So I would have thought we needed, because 12, we would have needed 3 times as many of these to do a full belt. I did sort of slip up there a little bit. Maybe 5 to be absolutely perfect. But that's pretty good. I mean, that's pretty good. So the result is that, yeah, we definitely need more than just 3. But that's pretty decent. Yeah, okay. So we'll delete those belts. We've got our information about the stack inserters. Oh god. Like 99% of the resources get chucked out nice and easily, and then there's like 3 or 4 left over that are assigned to robots that are on the other side of the map. So you always get a little bit. I wonder if, I know it's really advanced, but maybe they should reassign like a job halfway through. I don't think they reassign jobs halfway through. I think they did a lot of optimization for which robots get assigned which jobs, but the problem is if you suddenly throw 10,000 jobs out of nowhere, it's going to assign 10,000 robots pretty much straight away. And if you've only got, if some of those robots are on the other side of the map, then I don't think jobs get reassigned mid thing, which is annoying. Okay, so you got 2.4k on each of these, so that's beautifully stacked up. As far as, so we are going to replace this. We've got the calcite. I think I'm just going to do logistics requester chests for the calcite setup over here. Now Megabase gets a train. This local little setup just gets meh. Doesn't get much. So anyway, let's talk about the labs for a second. So these are, I've got 3 beacons for most of them and 2 beacons for some. They're currently taking up 2.5 megawatts with the beacons, so it's not too bad. 30 megawatts because only some of them are running. The ones that aren't running, it doesn't actually say minimum consumption, which is a little bit annoying. Our total amount, our beacons are currently using 264 megawatts, and that power never goes down. They use that power all the time. Now, one thing that's bad about this setup is you got some janky labs. Like, for example, you see that little pause there? Because the purple science got yanked out of this one and moved down to the one below it. So you'll have some janky little things going on. Having said that, it's a little bit annoying, but the important thing is that it uses everything on the belt. And I think these guys use everything on the belt without issue. They would, I mean, if we have a look at the amount of labs I got, this should be enough. If it's not, I can just turn it around in the end and go back, and turn around again and go back. So we can do this. I think I can probably fit 3 of these. 1, 2, yeah, I could fit 3 of these. So at the end, we can just, turn it around, go back. And we know that the belts are going to be enough, because when they're stacked 4 high, that's, it's a total of 180 items per second on a 4 stacked belt. Each side is 90, and we know that for 5k SPM, we need a total of 83. So it's enough. It's definitely enough. Where's my science gone? Aquila science. Oh, you dropped all your science off. Okay. Where did it go? Is it all just sitting in the labs? I think a lot of it's just sitting in the labs, yeah. 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. Yeah. For some reason, all of these guys have 4 except for this one. It has 12. If we go down the end, yeah, there's some sitting in there. So, yeah, that's 4,000 science just sitting in the labs, ready to go. And yeah, I remember talking about the labs before, saying it was impossible to do this sort of setup because there was only 3 spaces and you couldn't get the inserters you need to move in both directions. Obviously, with this one, it's a 5x5, so we have easily enough space for the inserters going up and the inserters going down. So I got 3 on each inserter basically, and I need to update these inserters because you can't select the final science pack until you research it. Having said that, it only takes 2,000, so maybe I should just do it now. And once I research it, I can set up all my inserters, which will be really nice. Yeah, let's just get that out of the way. 4,000 science. It'll only take up what? 1,200. No, 600. So to do this 2,000 science pack thing, it'll only take 600 actual science, because you divide by 2 because of the 50% resource drain, and then you remove 40% because of the prod modules, and yeah, so 2,600. So it's basically 30%. So whatever the research you think is going to take, you get 30% of that, and that's how much it actually takes. And that's without a single point in research productivity, which is going to just send that ratio through the moon. Okay, so what are we actually doing this video? Not much. I just thought I'd do an update video, tell you about all the stuff I've done. I did update this one a little bit. I set up this little chemical plant. Basically, you can create rocket fuel from solid fuel, water, and ammonia. And solid fuel is 12 megajoules, and rocket fuel is 100 megajoules. And because of the productivity bonus we got, this is, well, when we get up to level 10, it's going to be almost 200 megajoules. So basically, we're taking 36 megajoules, adding some water, which is basically free, adding some ammonia, which we got too much of, and we're converting that into 200 megajoules when we got productivity up to 10. So I'm doing that. And these heating towers are only using rocket fuel. So they're being forced to only use rocket fuel. And as you can see, this one's up to almost 1,000. This one's up to almost 1,000. I'm still sending the solid fuel up here because we need it for this little process. But yeah, the only thing I didn't do is I thought about sending the rocket fuel back down to power these boilers, but I couldn't figure out the logistics of it. I would have had to move this down here and then squeeze it in there. I could have done that, but it was starting to get a little bit complicated. And in the end, this base is running fine as it is. So yeah, but haven't done much more on the platforms. But as you can see, there's 1,000 in each of these chests, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, this is going to become nice and squared away very soon. I'm not actually sure what we're going to do, but I have a feeling I'd like to expand that base soon, because then we can really start sending rocket part productivity into the stratosphere, at least make Aquila 120 SPM. And then we can, start going nuts on this. Now that we can make rocket fuel, we could we could use rocket fuel in boilers, and those will go a long way, especially with 100 times, with 100% rocket fuel productivity, which we're getting pretty close to. Yeah. So, speaking of Aquila, let's Angel space platforms for a second, because as I said, this is a genius idea which I haven't actually talked about. So what the hell is going on here? What is that symbol? I have no idea what that symbol is. Yeah, I actually have no idea what that symbol is. It's not happening on this one. It is happening on this one. What is your problem, buddy? It should be picking up chunks. There's a chunk here. I haven't set a filter on it. I wonder what happens if I set a filter. No, nothing happens. I don't know. I don't actually know what that means. Delete it, replace it. Okay, it's good. Okay, this one's happening as well. Okay, this one's backed up, so I can expect that. Let's get in the tips and tricks. I want to see if there's an explanation for that weird signal. Orbital logistics, space science. What are you doing here? Nothing. I guess there's nothing in here. We go to the Factoriopedia and we look at Mr. Asteroid Collector. Nah, I got no idea. I got no idea what this little symbol means other than it's broken. And now if I replace it, it starts working again. Yeah, that's a weird one. I've never seen that symbol before. Anyway, let's talk about these. So as we said, we're going to move a ton of fuel from Aquila to every other planet. Now the problem with that is you have to be able to launch rockets. And the problem with launching rockets is you need blue circuits, low density structures, and rocket fuel. So we just discussed how we can make rocket fuel fairly easily on Aquila using local ingredients. I'm not worried about that. However, blue circuits and low density structures are going to be a pain in the ass. So what I'm going to do is eventually I'm going to convert this into a space factory that builds those. So this Angel 1 is going to be, say, blue circuits. Angel 2 is going to be low density structures. So it's going to be a few stage process. So first of all, I'm going to convert it into an assault cruiser. And then I'm going to load up the inventory with everything I need to build the factory once it gets over there. Then I'm going to fly it over to Aquila. And then I'm going to delete the unnecessary bits and convert it into an orbital factory. Now, there's not actually going to be that many unnecessary bits because the thing about staying in Aquila is there are many big asteroids flying around and they just drift around and you still got to shoot them. So I can get rid of the thrusters, but everything else I pretty much need to keep. I still need to be making rockets. I still need to be making ammo. I still need to be doing all the asteroid stuff. So yeah, it'll pretty much just be getting rid of the thrusters, getting rid of the fuel supply. We still need the ice to make explosives. And then we can probably get rid of a lot of this storage because I won't need it. But then, yeah, we'll just add, I don't know, down the bottom here or somewhere else, a process on this space thing to make blue circuits or low density structures. So we're going to need two different builds. And this is not too hard, like electronic circuits, advanced circuits, sulfuric acid. We already make sulfur. We already got sulfur here, so that's easy. The thing about this is going to be the plastic. So yeah, the plastic is going to be a little bit of a pain. But having said that, we get some, we're going to have plastic. I think from what I can tell, the only way to make plastic on a space platform is, well, we're obviously not going to do bioplastic. So we're going to have to do petroleum. So we can get the coal from this process, which turns carbon and sulfur into coal. That's not a great ratio, to be completely honest, but yeah. So we're going to have to get some coal, do some coal. We could actually okay, so we could. So what we need plastic, right? I'm just wondering if this recipe would be useful. Coal and calcite and sulfuric acid for heavy oil, or we do this. This is arguably a better recipe because it produces more. It still takes 10 coal. So this one, yeah, I don't think this recipe is all that good because it takes in sulfuric acid, takes in calcite. This one, it produces way more. It produces way more. Does need a bit of steam. Steam we can make by just, you boil water. So you just need some fuel and you boil water. So that's okay. So we're going to get some petroleum and then we crack the light oil back down. Again with water and all this sort of stuff. It's messy. It's not a great process. We're going to be producing things very slowly on this space platform. Having said that, it's free resources. It's free blue circuits that we could just send down whenever we want. It's free blue circuits. It's free low density. Low density is not too bad. You just need plastic. Steel and copper already got, and we just need to make plastic, which we just talked about. Now, the only really interesting bit is doing a priority system because obviously this guy is going to be requesting blue circuits, low density structures. How do you tell it that to get them from the platform rather than the supply ship? That's the interesting question. I'm not sure if there's a way to sort of do that. I mean, an easy way would be Quillo Supply basically doesn't request blue circuits anymore and doesn't request low density structures, and we rely entirely on the platform. But then again, if the platform is a bit slow, then you want this guy to be sort of extra backup. But I don't know how to make it so that one gets used over the other. I actually don't. So that's going to be a little bit interesting. But that is, okay, so that's the purpose of the Angel ones. And maybe, I think they'll be produced so slowly that what will happen is, even if it does dump out all this, when this one goes to reload, then it'll just dump everything out of the space platforms, and so they will still get used. So I don't think the space platforms are going to be unused for weird reasons. Okay. So, we did just talk about this. So we need a couple more of these. I'm going to put 5 just to be safe. As you can see, they're very, very close to the cargo landing pad. Just to sort of make sure they're available. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We also got a bunch of these guys, so a bunch of cargo can drop down very quickly. And we're already backed up on calcite, so that happened quite quickly. So I might actually be able to get a couple of trains going. Let's get some trains going. I'm just going to start actually doing stuff as part of this video. No, actually, we only need 5. Yeah. Might as well. I just like recording at this point. If you're looking for new and fantastic things, then you can stop watching here. But we're just going to do some building. I'm going to set up some trains for the calcite so we can keep that spinning along. Having said that, if I start actually setting up the calcite, these builds are going to start turning on. Which I don't actually want. I don't actually want the builds to be turning on. But I do want to set up the trains, but I don't want the builds to be turning on. I'd like a really fancy way of turning them all on at the same time. You know what? Maybe it's okay that they're turning on. maybe what we can do is... Okay, here's the thing. So we can turn them on. We can actually set up the trains for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the first bunch of sciences, and we can run those factories. Because here's the thing, right? Purple and blue are still running slow. They're still running slow. So eventually, red and green will run fully, and then we'll back up. And then they'll back up like crazy. So, yeah. We could test them right now, and they'll use a ton of power short term. But, yeah. Let's give this a crack then. Where's my trains gone? Why have I not got any trains? I haven't been sitting in a logistics network area. Okay. So if we're going to set these up, we do kind of need a station. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So you are going to be red science load. And we can make that, again, we can make that a 1-1 train. I feel like that should be okay. We're going to make it a 1-1 train. It's going to have a single train. We don't need any sort of fancy train system or anything like that. It's just going to be a simple 1-1. Please tell me I have trains. Okay, I have trains. I've only got one. Where's all my cargo wagons? You guys are useless. Ah, look at all that green signs coming down. Or, sorry, not green. Agricultural signs coming down. Yeah, that is pretty awesome. Give me... Alright, you know what? Screw it. Actually, here's the weird thing. I don't actually want to make it over there. I want to make it where the fuel is. Because the problem is, you make it somewhere else, and then suddenly there's no fuel in it. And you have to dump in some dummy fuel, and then the dummy fuel you dump in is usually coal or something like that. And then the problem with this is... most of these automated schedules, so we're going to create a new automated schedule. Calcite, load until full. Calcite, unload until empty. Now, these guys should not ever be just sitting waiting to unload because there's so much room in the chest and we want so little at the station. Okay, so fuel low. Because, yeah, the problem with this... Oh, it is actually... Actually, it would work, because if you put coal in here, it's not saying fuel any less than 2. It's fuel is less than 2. So it would go over there, it would fill it up. But the problem is if you chuck 2 stacks of coal in there, then we'd just infinitely go around the refuel station because it would be constantly be trying to get this up to 2, and it would never work. Okay. Alright, so this train, calcite. Alright, so we've got calcite, load full, unload empty, interrupts fuel low. Okay. What's going on? Why are you not moving? You should be moving. Have I not named this? Calcite load. Oh, okay. I suppose we should do something here, shouldn't we? We should do something proper. Yeah, we should do something proper. Okay. Properly set up this little calcite. So at least I've got an indicator of what's going on. Spidertrons. Go over and build that, please. Actually, go over and build that first. Build that one first. Oh, I love having Spidertrons. I really, really love having Spidertrons. Okay, go over there. I should have got them a lot earlier, but then again, we did have to go to the bloody agricultural planet to get them. So yeah, it was going to be a pain in the ass. Okay. So anything divided by 8k, which should be fine. Where are you going? What are you... Oh, you're dumping stuff. You should be building, though. Why are you not building? Oh, I think the actual robot network already had those, but it had to grab them from all the way up the other side of the bloody map. Okay, so calcite load goes up there. This one goes up there. So that's got 14k, which puts an L of 1. So we set the train limit to 1. Oh, okay, beautiful. That's all working. So the calcite train has already started heading over there. We have radar-less sections, but... Okay, let's put down train number 2, and then we can watch what they do. I think, technically we could get away with only one train. I mean, to be completely honest, but I'm gonna have 2 trains just to be on the safe side. So we look at train group calcite. Okay, one's heading to load, one's heading to unload. Where are you going to unload first? Red science. Okay, beautiful. Goes through the... Excuse me. So if we have a look, red science. Okay, our train limit's gone down to 0. Oh, we're actually starting to build. We're going to watch our power just go through the roof. This is actually, you should probably be watching this a little bit more detail, but whatever. We can check it out whenever we want. So, yeah. I forget how much these are supposed to be doing each. And they're supposed to be full. These belts are supposed to be full. Are they? Well, technically they need to be 83. Well, no, not 83. Something. Anyway, I think we were banking on it backing up a little bit. Has the green signs kicked off? Yeah, we got the calcite. Yeah, so it's... Hell's going on here? Okay, that's not good. That's not good. Oh, it actually just turns around automatically. So yeah, some backing up is definitely required to get the ratios right. What the blue hell is going on here? Oh. Yeah, okay, that kind of makes sense. How many of these do we need? Well, we can only fit 2, so let's just assume that 2 is the number we need. Okay, Spidertrons, get over there and build it. Build it. Build it. I want to see all of the green. It's definitely a very nice looking build. We're going to have to... Here's the thing. How much power are we using at the moment? Oh, it's spiked. The foundries, they spiked and then they went back down. Red science is already filled up. It's already backed up, which was nice. If we have a look over the last 10 minutes, red was red science and then green science. So red science peaked at 3.5k per minute, which is a very nice peak. Green science. Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, at the... Yep, green science. Green science is peaking like you would not believe. The problem is the machines at the start are going to back up before the machines at the front are going to get all their resources. So it probably won't hit 5k. But oh, it's hitting 4.7, 4.6, 4.7. Yeah. And then it's going to start dropping back down again. It's going to start dropping back down. So yeah, I feel pretty good that this will do 5K over time. But yeah, look at that. Foundries jump up, and then foundries jump up again. The assembly machines jump up to a whole bunch, and then they all quiet down again. So yeah. So what we can actually do now, where am I? What we can actually do is we can create the stations for red signs and green signs, and we can start sending them over. Because here's the thing. It's going to go nuts for a little while, but then it's going to cap out because... Yeah. Why is it going to cap out? Oh, it's going to cap out because we haven't done blue yet. And then when we do blue, we can make that work, and then blue's going to cap out because we haven't done purple yet. And it's only when we do purple that we need to make sure we have the power ready to handle the entire base. Now, we're probably going to have some spikes when we do this. But to be completely honest, I don't mind having a bit of spikes. Because the spikes are not going to last a huge amount of time. And then what that means is we will be getting a ton of red signs and a ton of green signs. So it'll just be backed up on the purple. Okay. Red science load. Okay. I can still keep this. Just, it sort of tells me how much power it's going to be using. Okay. So what we need here... Actually, I'm going to do this little thing again. This neat little setup. Need to move this power pole just a little bit. Now, I'm gonna do this. I'm still gonna be only side loading one at a time. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make this go like that. Okay, so then that takes in 2 belts. We could also have these guys being stack inserters, but then that's going to be problematic because we're gonna have empty belts. These might still, I mean, technically they're going to be empty, but they're going to be empty the same way the rest of the thing is empty. Okay. So now we're actually going to chuck it in here, and if we go back to Mr. Calcite, we can copy that. Whoa, okay. Oh, I gotta set these up manually, don't I? Gotta specify. And then this one. Anything each divided by 6 is a... It's another one of these stupid each things that doesn't work if there's nothing in there. That's very annoying. Oh. Red circuits divided by 6 is average. Actually, no, maybe we can. Maybe we can still do it. Maybe we can set this to be each. Yeah, okay, I'm on board now. I know what I'm doing. So these each, and then... Because then what we need to do is we need to say less than or equal. And then suddenly it works. Because it's 0, less than or equal to 0. And it still works with the each. The each still works. So, yeah. Okay. This is the problem with this setup, though. It doesn't drain the entire belt as fast as it could. if you want to drain the entire belt. Having said that, 3 inserters are not meant to drain both sides of the belt. They're really not. You kind of need 6 inserters to drain an entire belt. So I messed this up. I messed this up a little bit. So I think the easiest way to do this is to just do it on both sides. I hate it when it does that. Okay. Okay. We can still do that little setup we had though. We can still do that. The little evening out. We just need this to be red. And then we do H. And I also want to balance these guys, just to be safe. Just to be safe. Now the thing is, we've hooked the red line up together. So what we actually need to do is we need to start dividing this by 12. Yeah. This is going to look a little bit funny for a little while because this one's not draining fully, but once the 2 chests even out, then this one's going to start draining again. And these inserters that load onto the chests are going to be fine. Okay, we actually don't need this display. Having said that, I'm not going to hook the train limit up. I'm not going to change the train limit because we want the... we're just going to have one train. It's just going back and forward, so there's no point changing that. Having said that, 200... So that's going to be 32,000. So I'm still going to have this here, so I can still look at that little 0 and say, okay, how much science is at this train station? That's pretty much it. But, yeah. Okay, so these are 1.1, these ones have 1.2. This one has 1.6, so, yeah. They're going to start, these are going to start activating again, and we're going to start seeing full throughput. If we have a look... For the last minute. Okay, what's going on here? 3.6. Oh yeah, because we're slowing down. We're not filling up these chests. So it's backing up, which is why we're not getting 5k. Okay. I'm actually going to take a couple out here. Take a couple out here. I was about to say, this is the problem with this setup. It stacks these guys up perfectly, but the problem is because, because of the way it does it, unless they're 100% perfectly matched, all 12 inserters are not going to work. They're really not going to work. You know what? Screw it. We don't need this. We do not need them to be perfectly aligned. I mean, we really don't. We really actually don't. Because the worst case that can happen is the train comes up and it unloads. It loads unevenly, basically. And it takes a little bit longer to load. Having said that, I'm not too worried. I'm really not too worried about that. It's completely well within limits. So, yeah. Okay, so now we're doing full speed. I do want to... Okay, we're doing 5.2, 5.1, 5... It's 5 point... It's actually doing a little bit more. So we'll give it a sec, but... Yeah. And remember, it's 83 per second, which is a little bit less than 90, which is why these belts are a little bit empty, but yeah. It should start backing up eventually. Having said that, I don't think I really want... Okay, how much do we actually want to put in storage? I think that much. I don't think we need these chests to be full. Because here's the thing. We don't want... Unnecessary caches are unnecessary. So if this is full... Actually, we probably could do with half of this, because we're filling up one carriage, right? So, all right, we want enough to fill 2 carriages. Let's just say 2 carriages, just to be on the safe side. So, that's 8 rows. Right now, we got 12 rows. So we need 2/3? Whatever. We'll just do it like this. 12, it's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that was 5.1k over the last minute. So our base is good enough. It's definitely good enough. And then we got train limit of 1, red signs load. So I'm pretty happy with this base. And what's the L? What's going on here? 27k. We should have more than 27k, right? This one's just got 2.6. I'm getting very confused here. All right, I need to think about this. This is 2,000. 8. Ah, okay, that's why I'm getting confused. 8,000 would only be if we had 1-4 trains. If we had 1-4 trains transporting signs, then 32k would fill up that train, but we've only got a 1-1 train, which means we only still divided by 8. We got a quarter of the carriages, but each item is 4 times the size, so it still ends up being 8k, regardless. Okay, beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right, now we can go ahead and do the same thing for green science. Put the red, move it over there. You are going to be green science. This is really exciting, actually. Getting all that stuff done. Okay, we got rid of that. This is an each. So we got rid, of the fancy inserters, we don't need to do anything else. Okay. So we're going to test this one again to see the proper throughput. I think the throughput should be good. How's our power looking? So I'm guessing it spiked. It was up to like 1 gigawatt for a while. Mainly because of, look at the assembly machines went sky high. The foundries went up quite a bit. And you can see as soon as we finished off, they both went down. Electromagnetic plants are still quite high, but that's in our main base. So yeah, an extra 500 megawatts, which is about what we expected. And this one should go up about 750. Okay. So let's see how it goes. Green science all the way. These are constrained. Yeah. All right, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. How is our power looking? We're already up to 800, and I'm sure we're only going to go higher. 1.1, 1.2 gigawatts. The furnaces are going nuts. The assemblers are going nuts. The beacons have always been nuts. They haven't really changed. EM plants, they were kind of high already, so I think the EM plants have gone up a little bit though. they've gone up a little bit. How's our science looking? Don't care about red. How's this one? Okay, it's gone through the roof. All right. We're at 5.2, 5.1. Over a minute, we're crawling up. A little bit of gaps, but again, we said that was fine. Okay. Green science is looking pretty sweet. Yeah, that's awesome. It's good to see. Even with this long dive at the start, it's already averaging like 4.95k. Yeah, so these builds, well, it's great to see that we turn them on and they are working perfectly. That's really good to see. Gaps in the belt, but again, well, that's interesting. I was hoping there would be no gaps in the belts after we turned it on because it would be backed up. But having said that, this was fully backed up. And yet when we turn it on, gaps start developing in the belts. And usually you don't have gaps in the belts anymore if the input and the output is the same, because we should be not taking off belts faster than we. Then again, maybe we're actually because we're producing 5.2k, 5.3, 5.4k. So maybe that's what's doing it. Because this is tuned 60 per second. This is tuned very tightly to 5k, but there's probably some extra assemblers that are actually producing it at like we said, 5.2. We're excluding the old green science setup in this, but that's only 120, so that doesn't account for the full 5.3, 5.4k. That should only be pushing it up to 5.1k. So yeah, there's a little bit of extra labs. The result of that is that we end up with this crap. Easy way to solve that, replace this with red belts. 100% simple. If we start running into UPS problems, we'll just replace these with different belts to make it nice and simple. Yeah. But for now, we're filling up. We're almost completely full. These guys haven't been filling up as much, but yeah. So we got green science and we got a little 1 tick on the thing. So now we're just going to finish off this episode by actually getting the science imported on our fancy train station over down at the bottom, and then we will basically be cutting off red and green science from the main base. And yeah, it's going to take up a little bit of power, but it should hopefully not take up too much power. Okay, all right. So if we look at our calcite unloading station, that seems like a pretty good one to copy. Again, we don't need any circuit related stuff. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think we even need chests here. We should probably grab some chests just to be safe. But yeah, you know what? I'm actually going to copy the calcite thing. I'm just going to copy this. One of these guys. So if the train is going in that direction. Or having said that, what am I talking about? We need a proper stack. So we need to be fully stacking this. So we can still use this setup, but it needs to be properly stacked. So it needs to be like this. And if we need extra trains on top of calcite, we've got one here, and then we can squeeze a few. Well, we're going to have tons of space once these belts are gone, because these belts will eventually be gone. Yeah. So we need a bunch of stack inserters. Oh, by the way, in case you were wondering, my jelly nut is still not an actual ship. I just sent personal ship over a couple of times to grab some jelly nut. That's pretty much it. Okay. So this will result in a full belt stacked up just like that. So we need one for red and we need one for green. Technically they're only like a half belt each, aren't they? So we don't even really need to do this fancy malarkey. We can just do it like that. Which means technically we only need 3 to fill it up. I mean, well, we did actually look at it, and it turns out 5. So we'll leave it at 6. We'll leave it at 6. These chests are going to get a little bit uneven. This is actually a situation where I would like these chests to be all completely even. Because, yeah, if you end up with the last one with like 2,000 signs in it and all the rest are empty, you are no longer getting full throughput. Having said that, there should be a train here at all times, always unloading. So the train will have four full rows in the carriage. So if we do this, then the train will be sitting here most of the time. Hopefully that's enough of a cache. We still want to have enough of a cache so when the train leaves and comes back, we don't run out of this science. So maybe I will do a full one. Do a full row. And then the train will have to come and go twice to fill that up completely. But yeah. And that's a red and green science belt, which we'll send over here through this very misplaced thing. I want it to look really nice. That doesn't quite look nice. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to move you. Well, I actually wanted to cut it. Okay, you're fine. You put you up there. And then you put you up there. Okay, that's much better. And then we cut this one and we'll send it up there. And that looks very nice, actually. That looks very nice. So we got red. So we got red on the right, green on the left. So it's the same orientation as this one. So underground, underground. Cut this one off, cut this one off. Send this here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stop the red and green signs producing at the moment because we really don't need it anymore. Oh, I keep hitting that button automatically. All right. You go away, you go away, you go away, you go away, and you go away. Okay. I've cut off all of your resources, although green signs will keep going for a while because we've got these bloody chests that have tons of stuff in them. Or active provider. Okay, those chests won't last long. Yeah. And then we're just going to put another little active provider down here. Taking care of everything in this little chest. And we do have a passive provider over here that pulls in some lost science packs. So these ones will eventually clear that belt completely free. And then I can delete the belt without having to worry about a whole bunch of science packs everywhere. Okie dokie. Now, we just need to create a couple of trains, a green science train and a red science train. And then we are good to go. I was actually planning on upgrading all of my smelting setups in this video, but yeah, that's not going to happen. I don't want this video to go forever. So I'll probably do it offline because, I mean, to be honest, I don't think it really warrants a video for that sort of stuff. Then again, most of the stuff I'm doing now doesn't really warrant a video. You do not need a group. I mean, I'll create a group anyway, but do I not? I don't actually want to bother creating a group because then it'll just junk up the group things. All right. Red science load until full. And we haven't labeled these stations yet. So this is red science unload. And this one is green science unload. I do want to try and check. This should be enough. And hopefully the trains come around enough so that we don't have to worry too much about having chests with weird bits in them, because empty cargo, add the fuel low interrupt. The fuel low interrupt is going to be interesting because the timing is actually a little bit tight. We can always just increase the problem with increasing the chest size for the output station is then you end up with the chest being unevened and being unloaded unevenly. And if you have things being unloaded unevenly, then it's not good. Then you're no longer getting full throughput on the output belt, which I don't like. I mean, worst case scenario, we could just do like 12 chests unload or something like that. But even then, you can still run into that problem, which is not great. Okay, so I'm going to send you off. I'm actually going to watch this guy. Watch him for a little while. We're not going to be able to test the throughput of the output belt for a while because, yeah, it's just... Okay, this is going to get loaded. I say it's going to get loaded very quickly. These guys are not actually as fast as I thought they would be. I mean, they're still pretty fast, but... yeah, because it's like 8K in a single carriage because the science packs are so dense. So yeah, it is going to take a while to load. That's fine. Science. Full cargo? You're full? Why are you still sitting there? I probably... let's create the next train. And let's create the next carriage. Green science load till you're full. Green science unload till you're empty. Interrupt fuel low. Alright, go be awesome. Okay, alright, we gotta fix up these ones. You have a train limit of 1, and you have a train limit of 1. And since there's only one train, there's no reason to ever mess with those. Okay. Let's go over there and see what the throughput looks like. I'm assuming that the rocket fuel productivity is not going very fast because we cut off red and green, but that is going to change very, very quickly. And I don't know if we actually have enough time to test the throughput. I mean, well, we've got 100% throughput. We knew that was going to happen. Having said that, these chests are unloading a little bit unevenly, which we expected. Let's be honest, we expected that. So, train is actually taking a long time to unload. Alright, we're fully backed up now. Yeah, I'd like to do a bit more testing on the throughput of the unloading process, see how fast it really goes, but the problem with that is, I mean, we could do it. We could still do it. We would just need to send the red and the green science into the ether on the other side of the belt. Which, I mean, I'm going to be honest, I really don't want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave this problem for another day. Once we got blue and purple science going full speed, then I'm going to worry about it then. Yeah. It does feel like it's a little bit too big, but having said that, the bigger the cache, the better we can survive. How's our power doing? All right, we're at 1.6 gigawatts at the moment, which is pretty huge. Yeah. And we are going to have spikes because of the way the trains work. They're going to sit here for like 1,000,000 years. And then when they finally finish unloading, they're going to go over here. They're going to load up 8,000 all in one go. And this base is just going to explode. And because of the way we're using science, the red and green are both probably going to turn on at exactly the same time. Having said that, things are going to work at like half power for a little while. And it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Assembly machines are 500 megawatts. The foundries are at 500 megawatts. The electromagnetic things haven't really gone up too much. We're not using a lot of them at the moment. But yeah, once we get yellow science, it's going to go nuts on the EM facilities because, yeah, how many blue circuits are we going to need? How many green circuits are we going to need to make those blue circuits? It's insane. But yes, a lot of power, and we can see green and red. They're sort of going a little bit weird. They're like parabola all over the place, but now they're both sort of up. I think red is going back down a little bit because obviously it's filled up. Yep, here's the red train coming back. And that one's going to sit there for a long time. Well, maybe not a long time because it's only got 872 in it, but yeah, it's going to sit there for a little while. Okay, so we have successfully using the Megabase to actually supply red and green science. So we can get rid of the red and green setups, which I'm going to be honest, has not really caused me too much pain, but yeah, it'll be nice to simplify it. We can get rid of this belt now, which would be nice. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Slowly but surely, we'll get rid of the other ones as well. Blue is going to be the next cab off the rank, and then purple, and then we're going to do mining productivity. We're going to do an insane amount of mining productivity. Just go completely nuts on it. Whoa, what's that? What's that? Go away. Yeah. Okay. God, this is such an old build. This is such an incredibly old build. It almost feels like we're destroying an antique. And of course, oh, I thought for a sec I unpowered the entire base. No, I just unpowered some of these guys who are obviously using those things. Just do that. And then very carefully, we will undo a lot of this stuff so we don't accidentally unpower what we are not intending to unpower. Oh, it's not complaining about power, it's complaining about logistics. We must have got rid of a logistics thing. Okay, that takes care of that problem. Okay, I like things to be clean. That's just me. I just like things to be clean and proper and orderly and all that sort of stuff. Oh, I got too much crap in my inventory. That's not good. But yeah. I tell you what, before we redid green circuits, it was sometimes half empty, and now it's 100% full all of the time. It's so awesome. So yeah, I'm looking forward to redoing the smelting, redoing the steel, all of that fun stuff. Why have I got calcite in my inventory? I do not know. I'm happy to put calcite in local storage because we are going to use requester chests for the calcite steel setups and stuff like that, and the calcite iron setups. So this will be the only time we belt calcite is when we send it over. I didn't actually realize we were doing it 4 high, but that is going to be great. That is going to be really great. So yeah, now this production. It's going back down. We're not really using it that much anymore. And if we look at our power is back down to normal. So yeah, we've already gone down in terms of, let's get another. It's always good to have duplicate power links everywhere. Just a bunch of different power links just to be safe, because you don't want to delete one of them and then have it shut down half of your base. And you're like, oh, power pole connecting both sides of my base. But we've probably got like 3 or 4 different connections in this area, so it should be fine. Yeah, beautiful. All right. I think we're going to call it there. We didn't really do anything massive, but we did a lot of little enhancements. We got these guys actually fully running, and we actually did look at the productivity graphs and confirmed that they are indeed going at 5k SPM, which is, I mean, we planned it and the plan was good, and it's nice to see that plan come to fruition. We also did a bunch of, I think I showed you all the different ships. We talked about all the different ships. We have only got 3 of the old space trucks left, and they are in the process of being converted over to the assault cruisers. And then everything will be assault cruisers. And I don't think I don't think there's any reason to replace the assault cruisers once I get my next ship. The next ship will be the Shattered Planet ship. Having said that, it might just be a slight refactor, because all we need to do on this is put some railguns on it, and then it should be good. And we already have the materials to make railguns here. What are the materials to make railguns again? To make the railgun ammo? I forget. Oh, it's over here. Yeah, steel plate, explosives, copper plates. We got all that stuff already. We already got that stuff. So what we'll probably do is we put a little setup here to make railgun ammo, a little setup here to actually do the power, because we'll have it powered by whatever it is, the thingamybobs. We'll have it powered by fusion. I thought we were going to have to do Aquila ships and have them powered by fusion, but solar is working surprisingly well. We're using 5 megawatts out of 7.6. We've got efficiency modules up the wazoo, and it's just working because, of course, Aquila still has 60% solar power in space. But yeah, solar system edge, we got no choice. We're going to have to go fusion. But I like the fact that that these ACs can still be 100% independent. They don't need to go to Aquila to refuel, which is what I thought we were going to have to do. Yeah, for the Angel platforms though, I don't know if I want to run them on solar. We might run them on fusion because they're going to be, I'm going to make them do a lot. I'm not sure how big they're going to be, but I think I'd like to make them pretty big. I was thinking originally that I'd make them this size and then I'd sort of squeeze some blue science in the corner or something like that. I don't know if I actually want to do that. I think I want to make it a proper base. Like, yeah, like sort of over here as well. If we got, I mean, we should have the asteroids for that. And then we'll just sort of sneak these belts around and then send them off here and have a whole other big section here. We'll see. I mean, here's the thing. If we make this fusion powered, the Angel platform, then we can put prod modules up the wazoo and speed modules, and we can do a lot in a very small space. Because if you look at Mr. Gleber, okay, this is making blue right here. It takes in a bunch of green, a bunch of the blah blah blah, and it's making, the plastic is pretty easy. But you can see this is not a huge amount of space. So if we go back up to thing, we can fit that here. So you put that here, you put a bit of plastic up the top. We won't need all of this storage. This is for a transport ship, so we won't need all that storage for our space platform. Get rid of most of this storage. We get rid of this. We can actually still need some water, but we can basically get rid of this section for fuel and replace it with the fusion power. Get a sweet 100 megawatts in there from a single fusion reactor. And then, yeah, so I don't think we're going to need to increase this platform space. We basically just get a fusion reactor, get a bunch of prod modules and speed modules and beacons, and go nuts on producing blue circuits. And then the space platform could just sit above Aquila, and it can just drop down blue circuits and low density structures. And we have one platform for each. So yeah, that, you know what? I'm feeling a lot better about that. I really am. Where is this? We should probably add weighting to this. just add weighting to this group. Yeah. So you're loaded. You're waiting for an unload. That's fine. That's all part of the program. Okay, yeah. I think we're pretty much done. Not much to talk about. I did do some other research. Oh, we did the final science pack, didn't we? Okay. Let's set the final science pack up now. Oh, 200 of the promethium. Obviously, we're not creating that at the moment, not by any stretch, but are controlled by circuit network. Yes, I updated this to be controlled by the circuit network. Let's get the final. It's a slightly darker. It's actually black. Is that black or is that a really dark blue? I think it's black. Okay, beautiful. But the promethium asteroids are red, which doesn't make much sense. Okay. So we go over here, and then you just need to be this one as well. Oh, and one more. One more. And please tell me this doesn't spoil. If we have a look at, yeah. So this one doesn't spoil. It uses biter eggs, which do spoil, but the item itself doesn't spoil. Okay, alright. So, yeah. No, I've got it misaligned. That wasn't updating anything. Okay, that's better. So that will update all of the assemblers. Beautiful. There we go. We're all ready for promethium science, which we will not be getting for a very long time. Yeah, we're not getting that for a while. But, yeah, and as before, we're still backed up on purple science, but we can get rid of all of these belts at the moment, clean up everything, make it nice and neat. And I don't know why I'm still casting. I just like casting. I really just like casting videos. But anyway, I'm just going to keep talking. So we are done with this episode. I'm going to go offline and I'm actually going to get some breakfast and then I'm going to fix up all the foundries and stuff like that. Yeah, but thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys later. I'm pretty sure next episode we will actually be doing blue science. I think we've done enough faffing around. I think we can get stuck into blue science. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys later.